With Terraria having what is now known as not the final update, I wanted to start a series that I have been thinking about for quite a while. Others have done it too, and an even grander scale than this, but I wanted to shoot my shot and do my own collector series. But what is the collector series? Well, it is pretty much a forever world where I want to collect every item in the game, both in the journey mode research and as an actual item in the world, while also doing big building projects to make the world look amazing. Also to get better at building, cause I kinda suck at it in comparison to other players. So are there any rules? Not really, they're more like guidelines, because as I said, I will treat this mostly as a forever world rather than a challenge run. Though there will be some things I will go by, like the following. The character and world will be journey mode, but as soon as I spawn I turn the difficulty to master and it stays there until Moonlord is defeated. I'm not allowed to use the journey mode settings until Moonlord is defeated, so until that the playthrough will be like a normal master mode world. I will not research any items unless I accidentally trash something. Unfortunately, trashing an item also researches it, or the part of it that was trashed if it requires multiple. No altering spawn rates or other settings that can make getting some items easier even after Moonlord is defeated. For example, I will want to farm the Nymph banner at its full odds, without any help. All building until Moonlord is defeated will be using whatever resources I have. After Moonlord is defeated, I'll be able to research and duplicate blocks, like a creative mode. Other worlds are allowed. So yeah, pretty much a normal master mode playthrough until I defeat the Moonlord. After that, I will have full control over what I can do, including all journey mode settings, as the world will turn into a creative playground where I will continue collecting whatever items are left and start letting my creative juices flow by building. If you guys are interested in something like this, why not subscribe to my channel to make sure you are notified whenever a new episode comes out. You might also enjoy some of my other content too, and also don't forget to like, comment or share the video around. So these videos in the collector series will be pretty much all scripted. I will be going over new developments, whatever happened during the recording session, and my thought process whenever making a new build. I will be trying to do some progression and at least one build in every episode until the playthrough gets to Moonlord. After that, the focus of the videos will shift to collecting items and pure building. Most likely, I will be starting some of the mega builds I want to do, with the first one being the museum. That's where I want to store the items that I keep within the world, and it will be right at spawn. Other than that, I have an idea for one more, but that is quite a bit away from the start of the playthrough as it's a pretty big one. As I stated in the guidelines, other worlds are allowed to be used. The reason for this is because there might be some items I'm not able to get. I know that Shimmer is a thing, and it will be very helpful in getting a lot of items, but I'm not sure if right now everything is obtainable by making one single world. For example, some enemies are exclusive to a world and are chosen randomly when making said worlds, so that might make some banners require a new world to get. There could be some statues or paintings that I will need to hunt throughout multiple worlds for. I could get lucky and get everything within this first world, or I could get so unlucky that I will make 100 worlds for one single painting. This might be one of the biggest hurdles I'll have to overcome during this playthrough. Speaking of the playthrough, I have left the game run in the background with the initial minutes, but let's actually go over what I've done within the first couple hours. Well, the first thing I actually did is delete the items that journey mode gave me, other than the pickaxe and axe. But that was not a good idea, as it seems that trashing items in this mode auto-researches them, so I had to remake Mr. Collector. After I got that out of the way, I made a quick box house and went for some exploration. Haven't done a master mode playthrough in quite some time, so this will be interesting. Since it was nighttime when I came back, I chugged a mining potion and got started on the elevator. Found the first light crystals not too far underground, which is really nice. Getting extra health as soon as possible is crucial. An interesting addition in the new update is that NPCs can come without there being an empty house, though they do disappear a bit later. This is really nice as it will let people know that a new NPC can move in. Most likely there were times where players didn't know NPCs were supposed to move in since they didn't make extra houses from what they already required or what they randomly made. I also made the new cobweb. I'm really excited to get to try all the new whips that were added, as there are a lot of them. More early game whips are always welcome, and there's also a Moonlord tier whip, which looks really cool. Mushroom biomes. I always loved them even before and even now. They come with so much loot. Not that I mind. After putting all the loot randomly in some chests, I decided to go ahead and start on the first building project. The first house. Now this one will go into future episodes, as right now I'm limited in the type of resources that I have at my disposal. I do want to make this first house as interesting as possible, and some of the new blocks will help a lot, like the new office block. That one ended up helping a lot in making the office of the house like an actual one, as the furniture looks really good. The extra chair was not really needed. I do wonder if the office table actually counts as both, since its sprite does have a chair in it. I made a basement with a bunch of chests that might stay unorganized for quite some time. Went with the classic stone brick look, but I decided to make the chests be on shelves of sorts. Wooden beams always work well for the supports of said shelves. The bottom room of the house remained quite simple, some stone brick wall on the bottom to be like a foundation for the rest of the walls, a bar table and 2 normal chairs to give the NPCs its needs, and also to make the place look a bit more livable, as the bar table looks much better than a normal one. Obviously some stairs to go up to the second floor, and the nice part is that the first crafting table I made actually fit beneath those stairs. The second floor is mostly the aforementioned office space and a small hallway that I still need to get something in it as decorations. And finally is the attic, where I'll be putting the bedroom of the house alongside some of the other decorations I will be finding, maybe some statues, maybe some other furnitures, but I will have to find those. I did want to go with a bit of asymmetry when it comes to the interior of the house, while keeping the exterior walls symmetric. I do have 2 other small builds planned within this project, one being a greenhouse for all the potion needs, and one like a shed where all crafting stations that I will need throughout the playthrough will be. That's why I moved the ones I have right now below the actual house, as they will be moved to the shed later, and I didn't want to leave them outside the house whenever zombies would come. There was also a blood moon while I was building the house, which is really annoying to deal with. After the house building, I went and started on Project No Water, which will be another ongoing one and has to do with all the water I will be finding when drilling towards the underworld. I kind of want to make sure that even later, when I will want to make the hole wider, I won't have to deal with a lot of water. Normally I would put up walls and leave most of the water where it is, but with the possibility of building along the elevator, my best bet is to terraform around said water to drain as much as possible into side caves. That's what I did here. Hopefully this will help in the future, but the project itself won't be done until I get to the underworld itself. With that done, I ended up at the mineshaft, and honestly there was quite a lot of loot along the way, and the cave system going off of it seems to be quite extensive, but more underground exploration a bit later, as I want to get started on Project Surface Exploration. Well, it is pretty much what I said. I want to go through the surface, collect whatever chests I find, and just map it out. Nothing too dangerous, other than all the enemies spawning in the Crimson and Jungle biomes. No matter what, they are very dangerous whenever you're in the early game. I would really need a good armor as soon as possible. To the left, there were a ton of giant trees, and honestly, I want to thank the devs for making most items stackable, as I got a lot of living wood ones, which can now stack. The luckiest find was an ice chest at the bottom of one of the trees, which had the ice blade. That one will help a lot in the early game. Unfortunately, I did not get one of the new dungeon entrances, but I will be giving it a makeover at a later stage of the game anyway. Might go ahead and model said remake after one of the new designs. Lastly was the ocean, which didn't have too much loot, or, well, loot that would help me a lot at this point. On the other side of the world was the jungle, which other than 100 bats and being very dangerous didn't give me much. To be fair, the surface chests don't really change the loot in different biomes, so it makes sense to not find much interesting loot until I go underground. After that there was another small Crimson biome, and finally the ocean, where I found the angler. That's cool, I guess. I will have to get started on some NPC towns, but with pylons no longer being locked behind NPC happiness, that will save me a lot of time. And that's about it for this episode. I'll try to get some actual progression done for every episode going forward, but I might have some that could focus more on building or other aspects of the game. Not too sure exactly how fast I want to get through the playthrough aspect of this series, as I feel like it might be interesting, as there will be a lot of new content in the game because of the recent update. If you guys want me to go less scripted and more full playthrough style, do let me know down in the comments, as that could also work for me. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.